Hello everybody, how's everyone doing? Today we are gonna talk about apparently there is some sort of nerf to one of the character called in the game but that is done by Mihoyo called Zenny Zone Zero. And apparently it's in regards to a pose and a size of one of the character girls to be exact, and that apparently there are some people who celebrate it and there are some people also don't celebrate it. For more information, go and check it yourself. Bye! That's not how we work around here, right guys? Alright. Anyone who know me very well, I'm Ame Gakita, and today we are going to put up the skill again. I can give you spoiler ahead. The skill is better on my end. So yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a feel of the point, the backstory, and kind of like some kind of like reason to the those point, and you guys were gonna put it on your own skill to see is it understandable or it's just all like it's just people just blathering, you know. So yeah, we are going to understand the backstory of this called like Mihoyo, well known for their game Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact, and Honkai Impact series. Apparently, one of the newest game that is due out called Zenless Zone Zero, and one of the person actually posed along the line of their closed beta for one of the character. If you guys actually take a look, if you actually go to the point of like showing it just for safety reason, they showed like you can see the Oppai. The first one had jigger quite a little bit too much, while the second one did not so. So that is number one that we were gonna talk about. And then after that, they showed the first pose, which a girl tend to bend forward a little bit, well bend a little bit. In terms of like body, I can just see that this is a curve, while as this is just showing a head and it's just standing up straight. So these two things kind of got a lot of people talking about along the line, like there are some people who are celebrating like, oh, finally a good nerf, or some people going to say, oh, it's just a censorship by like why they censor it, or it's just because of censorship in that country apparently from China. In case anyone is not aware, Mihoyo is beside the Japanese style name, it's actually from China. So a lot of people talking about, oh, it's probably China censorship, or some people saying it's a good nerf. Even when I was looking at through the quote along the line, it's like there are some people who are not very happy, while at the same time like people stating, oh, you had never touched a woman before, or people talking about how some people are mad they took away the curvy pose or made her spin that way. So a lot of people are mad, but it's not it's also there are some people who are quite happy. Again, like I show you guys, there are some people who are very happy about the change, where it seems like in the direction they fine with it. Apparently there are some people who are fine with it, okay guys, based on the comments. So yeah, that's when a lot of people start talking about it, including like Rev Say, where he's talk about, oh, it's just all a video game, why people want to put realistic into the game. More onto that argument later on. Even Hill even indicating like he find that a lot of people are trying to cancel the game before it was even released. So yeah, there's a little bit of So don't worry, I'll put up the video for the link below, but we are going to give two sides of the coin, understand both ends, and then we are going to see who is right, who is wrong. But again, like I say, right now the skill is balanced on my end. After I actually do a research, I go and find all the things, and yeah, I can see where this coming from, the change in the pose or whatsoever. I know you guys gonna hate on me if I say I'm actually agree with the change, but at the same time I'm not agreeing to 100%, because number one, the shape of the breast at the oppai. I mean, like, I'm not sure to female oppai not shade that much. I mean, like, I've seen quite a few. I mean, like, if we are talking about realistic, there are some girls really have a bouncy oppai. So in terms of faces, like, if we are thinking about censorship, yeah, I can see that maybe a little bit too much. I mean, like, not trying to say whatsoever, but in Mihoyo, it's already well known, established that Mihoyo had done something similar, and in Genshin Impact, it's already well known by the standard that they have actually nerfed one of the character, one known character that one of my all-time favorite is actually called, if let me see whether I do have her. Oh yes, it's called Rosaria, and it's actually well known is that when in 1.2, 1.4, and 2.4, you can just see the oppa shape actually changed over time. It actually more like she had been milled out. Like basically she had been milled out. So the thing is, right, along the line, like, oh no, there are some people who is against it, and yeah, I can see that is a very bad thing because they kind of like did her dirty. To the point that even her costume actually changed. This is her old costume. Right now she is wearing another type of costume, so yep. It's covering a lot of her body. And anyone who know about Mihoyo games, there are actually quite a few characters that got so-called nerf with a better costume, but at the same time, if you think about it, it's also technically a nerf. So yeah, Rosaria got both the clothes nerf as well as the costume nerf, but this is her original one. Although most people who see her version nowadays is so-called the second costume for her. So the question would lie along the line like, is Mihoyo justifiable on doing so for the Jiggle visit? Well, I mean, like, internal realistic. Yeah, I can see where they are coming from. There are some people who actually argue along the line of realistic. Even like Rev say in his own video, like, it's just a video game, it's just all fiction. Again, I will talk about that later on, but it's understandable because anyone who know me very well, I always talk about the line that the thin line between reality and fiction is there and not there at the same time. So some people really can't differentiate what is real and what is fake. And Mihoyo, even in one of the recent game event called Genshin Impact, they actually show a scene where Feminet talk about how people can't differentiate reality and fiction, and I was actually laughing internally a lot when I saw that very line. Like, I wasn't so sure, but I was aware that people can't people really can't differentiate fiction and reality, and Mihoyo just decided to just cash on that, and I was like, ha! I must be very careful when I do my video now because Mihoyo, like, I'm not sure. Do I have a fan who do I have a fan who is working at Mihoyo? If you are, please tell me. I won't mind voicing for one of the character, you know. Even if it's an NPC. So yeah, the thing is, right, I believe it's very likely that it's just a coincidence. But sometimes when even Mihoyo go to the line of agreeing that some people who can't differentiate reality and fiction, it's a very dangerous thing. And that is when we have to understand, like, the pose and the jiggle physics can be understandable because there are some people who go talk more to it, and I actually talked about this in my Twitter post, which I'm sure gonna show you guys right now. So basically, I actually call out to Rev Say, I know, I'm not trying to start a drama, mister. If Rev, you're looking at this, I really love your videos. I was like, so one thing is that I was going to talk about, like, how I kind of like, some people don't understand why some people want realistic in games and using fiction as main reason, like where I'm coming from. So the thing is, right, I can see where some people are coming about, and one of the things I always say, like, again, not everyone can differentiate between reality and fiction, and in the sense is that one side from what Rev side will be is that we should we should know well to understand what is real and what is fake, and that is a valid point. Like, you can't even understand, like, again, the line that differentiate between reality and fiction is really there. It's just whether do you able to see it or not, whether you can choose not to cross it or you don't cross it, because the thing is, right, not everyone can understand that. And the thing is, right, the other point of people will actually give is that they want the game to be so real so they can relate to it, which is understandable, because when I mean, like, if you actually think about a lot of videos that went viral, a lot of people say, oh, that is something that I want it to happen. I can understand it along by, or people talk about topic that they can relate to and people can understand it. So when a game that had a little bit of realistic to it, it can kind of get people to relate to the game or understand. That has always been the case for many Mihoyo's game story. I mean, I look at Mihoyo in Genshin, like Mihoyo game Genshin Impact, where a lot of people initially like hate on the latest Fontage character called Foreigner because they say that, oh, it's just a kusokaki, a bastard little child or a spoiled child. But as the story progresses, people start to fall for her because they understand that she is actually she's just putting out an ad. She's just an actor trying to protect her people from what a lot of people might not be aware, or people actually claim the big guy, heavenly principle, and that at the end, she give out her divine power, like the divine power actually give out her life to be exact, so that the people of Fontaine will not die or technically dissolve into water. So that actually caused a lot of people to fall for Foreigner, where they want her to happiness because they realize that she was actually protecting the people of Fontaine despite her act. So if such a thing can cause people touch at people emotion, obviously people the game developer want to create the similarity where they want to put a little bit of realistic into the game and they want people to relate to it. So in a sense, yeah, I can see why that is a very reason for argument. I actually checked a lot of people comment, and that is one of the reasons why I can see both end. And in terms like if that stopped there, I would actually say it's considered balanced. But one of the reasons why I can say a little tilt towards initially it tilt a little towards the is to prevent repetition. I really hate a lot of three-syllable words to be exact. Misrepresentation. Yes. All right. Anyway, so they don't want things that they can't go along. And so sorry if you are using a headpiece. But the one thing is that they don't want people to think that this scene can be misleading. Basically, they don't want the scene to be misleading. So if people feel like the first one is very seducing in some people's case, yeah, they kind of like don't want a lot of people to go and bash on them for saying for trying to create a girl that is very seducing, which maybe she's not. I don't know. I haven't seen the story, so I can't give my take on that. This is the reason why I say that initially it seems to tilt toward that point. But on the other hand, there is one more point that a lot of people can that balance everything out, is the thin line between reality and fiction is really thin. And I have seen, like, I really actually seen people who got like the wrong influence from gaming and manga and anime, which is a very dangerous line to cross. And at the end of the day, like, even when Rev go along the line say like he can't understand why people want realistic in the game, but the thing is, right, sometimes games along the line is like it's something that you have to understand. It's not just we are the one playing, or he's the one playing, or there's other people playing. There is a game that is get public. Many people are going to play the game, whether be it by normal player, casual player, speedrunner, or even in worst case, creepers, or well, basically people who are creeps and going the line of you can't stop anyone from playing the game. And it won't be long before Rule R34, or to be exact, not safe for work contents, are gonna get post online in so many ways that people are going to talk about it. So again, that's going to be leading to even more misleading contents or out of content situation that can be considered dangerous. So I'm not trying to defend the people. Oh yeah, man, you're defending us. Oh, the hate you are defending. Yeah, no, I'm not defending. I'm just looking at the skill. The skill is still seems to tilt that way based on the argument. So again, back to another like I mentioned, like it's a very dangerous line to cross. And again, I always try to stay neutral in my videos. Like, you have to understand, call me the Neverly of Genshin if you want to, but when it comes to skill, you have to stand in the middle and see both way. And that is when I have to start going against them. It's like sometimes having realistic in game can also have a bad day, because again, with the reason, like, people who can't differentiate reality and fiction is a very dangerous thing, and people will go and add on it. If the scenery is a bad day, like, let's say for example, like in GTA, where people go around killing people or mass shooting, and if people who learn from the game think like it's alright to do so in real life, that's a little bit problematic. So that would be back to the point of, like, people need to learn the thin line. And that is like, again, that will be a problem whether will people actually listen to it. So again, back to the point that we have to understand, like, will people understand that point? Hard to know. So again, I actually have an example where, what if a cosplayer choose to end on the same pose from the scene, and he end up hurting the cosplayer instead during the photo shoot. There will be argument that people will know that, oh, the cosplayer should know well not enough to not to do so, and there will be some people like arguing, oh, the game should not have that pose. This is actually based off this scene. Anyone who play Honkai Star will know well about this scenery where TingYun did the net shot. This pose, got a lot of people talking because they say that she snapped her neck. And apparently this scene, like, people were like, oh my, who would be crazy to do that pose? The thing is, right, there is. And the reason why I come up with this argument along the line, like, there are cosplayers who do it, I actually managed to find the pose where the person who did that. So there are people who are willingly go to the point of and re-add, like, two different people. From how I managed to find is that there are people who are willing to do that neck break. And if you guys are not aware of it, it can really hurt your neck. And I managed to find this video. I will put up the link so you guys can go and watch it yourself. But there are some people who managed to do it, and apparently she injured her neck. So I believe I've been kind of like, I was like, yeah, that is like, again, it can be a dangerous line to cross. And considering that Mihoyo learned from their lesson, they know, I believe in the point that Mihoyo maybe understand that, oh, people are really that crazy to do the same pose and add that pose. Mihoyo is like, yeah, we don't want any people getting injured, because at the end of the day, people may blame the game developer or the game company for encouraging that kind of pose. And because of that, Mihoyo decided to be careful on most of the character pose, which is kind of like, yeah, I can see why. But the thing is, right, will people understand that? That will be a whole new different story, because there are some people who, again, back to the point of, like, they can't differentiate, it's all fiction, people should not add on it. Thing is, there are really people who will add on that, and again, that will be a thing where people can't understand why. And I know some people were going along online, other stuff I will talk about it, but if you guys want to talk more about people should add or not, but I actually post along the line, like, yeah, so game have realistic reputation in them. You can write in the comment right below this video. If not, you can tag me at Rain at Her Rife, so you guys can go and comment to me about what you guys feel about that. But the thing is, right, at the end of the day, it's just back to the point where people can't differentiate, and is the nerf between the oppai and the pose is considered a good thing. Mihoyo had done that in the past before. It happened to TingYun for Honkai Star Rail and Rosaria for oppai. So the thing is, right, is this nerf a good thing or a bad thing? Is again, it's very hard to justify because there are indication that is justified based on past experience. Again, I know in turn like a lot of people like a lot of people will be saying like, yeah, but it's just all a game. Yep, again back to the point where I keep on arguing back. It's a game where people can't differentiate reality and fiction, and that cannot be considered a game if people can go that way. But the best advice for me, right, is that you guys go and do it yourself. Tell me what you guys think. Is it a good nerf or a bad nerf? Do you think that Mihoyo, based on the past experience, should do this kind of nerf or not? Write in the comment below, or maybe tag me at RainHadArrive in my Twitter or X or whatever you like to call it, and let me know more on to that. But the only thing I can say is just be careful, because some people can like it and some people not like it. But the one thing I can tell you guys is that if you do like this kind of content, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe for more random chat where I talk about something that sometimes just out of nowhere, or sometimes I just give a random topic to talk about. But I mean, like, I try to stay neutral, like, seriously, because it's I can see both ends. For me, I can see both ends, but it's really hard for me to stand on either side because both have a very valid reason. So yeah, it's really hard for me to see why. But in terms of points, I would actually say that personally, I would say you can call it bias. You can say along that. I can see like it's just a game. There's something called, I always love to use, called game logic, but not everyone can take that in. So yeah, hard to give that as a very reason based on everything. So I have to place it under it's all just a fiction. So with that, I think if you guys need to talk more or discuss, just write in the comment below. And if there is enough comment, I might consider a second video to discuss more onto that. But with that being said, hope you guys have a nice day or night. Bye.